I'm Ajay and the topic I'm going to talk about is Agile Teams, the best test of a software tester or a tester's skills. Should we listen to Ajay? I don't know. So I'll give you a quick preview of the talk in like a minute. And if you don't like it, if you feel I know already all this stuff, it doesn't apply, I don't mind you going to the next tracks, right? So why waste whole 40 minutes and then say, this was not useful for my context. Right? So let's see what I have. So survey result, talking about DevOps, Agile is the main important thing. Then some common problems. Hey, I don't have any of these problems, not the track to be in, right? Then what to do when there are unclear requirements. What is this mind maps? Hey, I am an expert in mind maps. I already know mind maps. Okay, yeah, great. What is this? Estimates, follow ranges, not exact is the message. If you want to listen more about it, let's wait. When the trends are alarming, when you find more bugs or when you find very few bugs, what to do. When you don't have bugs, when you don't understand testing techniques, all of it, right? Then how the company I worked in was Agile. A story about a company which tried to follow Agile, which followed Agile, which was successful, which got acquired, all of it, right? A short story. Then the practices that help, then the tester skill. Hey, your slide you told about tester skill, where is there nothing about mentioning? Here I'm mentioning about tester skill. Then I cannot miss any talk without talking about exploratory testing, so there's about something about exploratory testing. Okay man, everything's good, excellent theory. Finally, after I exit this room, if I stay back for like 40 minutes or whatever time it is, how can I be a better tester and team member? Here's the slide. And wrap up, and then finally what are we after the conference, what we can do, all that stuff. So thank you slide, I image credits, thanks for your time, my contact details, and we are done, right? So let's get started. As a tester, quick question, when should I end, what time? 12, 1? 1:10, right? Okay, great. So like 12:50, 10, 20 minutes, okay. Good. So this is the talk title. I am a software product evangelist for Taito Software, and I was listening to my CEO's talk. So this particular slide, right? State of Testing Survey, 2016 results. So what I'd like to highlight is the first two circles, right? The Agile and the DevOps. That's what is catching up. That's what this survey tells. Beware of such surveys. In the conferences, you might hear so many surveys, so many results. Okay, don't go back to your company and say, you know what? They told testers who wear blue ties find bugs better. No. Testers think. Okay, so don't trust any survey blindly. But then this survey was done from, was answered by testers. It was a global testing, state of testing survey run by testing, tea time with testers and then practice test company. Right? You can search for it. State of testing survey. 2017 is also in progress. It has ended. Let's wait for the result. What did testers who participated in this survey tell that they are doing Agile and DevOps is catching up, they're still with waterfall at 9% and stuff like that, right? So now the question comes, okay, now everyone is moving towards Agile, DevOps, all that stuff, right? As a tester, what is my role? Waterfall, now it was so easy. Product will come, I will say these are your 100 bugs, go fix it, get it back, you will say these 20 will not fix, we'll fight for 2 days, then we'll release the product. That was waterfall, everything was fine. Then suddenly Agile, everyone does everything. Who am I, man? What am I? What is my role? The tester's role. Correct? Is that the question? Then I'll tell you, I am a software tester by soul, by passion, by heart, all that, right? I am a software tester. And when I got into this Agile-like teams, and I was like, wow, this is the best place to be for a tester. But there's one slight problem for a tester. You know what? That small problem? The tester has or had to be skilled. Tester had to be skilled, super skilled to fit in an Agile team. Now that's the part. Get your skills right, you'll fit in any agile team. Let's see how. Some common problems in agile testing. Which ones, who got 5 and more out of these you face in your context? 5 or more. How to improve my test coverage, regression issues, unable to find bugs quickly, application is not ready, non-functional, functional is done, parafunctional I cannot do, changing requirements, last minute changes, that product owner, that particular person always comes up with latest or last minute changes. There's not enough information on this story. It's not enough. Never. Always testing. I'm always testing. In waterfall I knew when I could take vacation. In Agile I could tell 3 months or 2 weeks in advance. When I'm going on vacation, what is my plan, all that. These are some common problems. Now let's see how people solve or how people have solved. And this was highlighted as an interactive talk. So I'm supposed to get some interaction here. That's what I thought, right? When I said, hey, when did I tell it was going to be an interactive talk? Then I realized everything is an interactive talk. Oh, that's GTR for you. You can't just sit there, let that guy talk, I will listen, I will nod my head, and then I will walk out of the track and let the other guy come. No, you'll have to act, right? So let's see where, okay. Interaction is not just about you raising your hands and stuff like that, but let's start from there. Okay? How many of you face the problem of unclear requirements? Okay? We know what you do, okay? If you raise hands, I know. I can ask any of you who have raised or not raised some questions. Who has unclear requirements? Who have faced this problem of unclear requirements? Okay. What do you do when the requirements are unclear? Try to find out gaps. How do you do that?
By asking proactive questions to the BAs or developers, whoever we are referring to.
The first 3 words you told in the second sentence solves the problem. By, yeah, that's all. If you can ask questions, right, most of the problems in this world can be solved. Provided you apply some of the tactics in how you ask the question and what you do after getting the answer. George beautifully told, don't fix on an answer. Let the question be there. It will give you, it opens up to a world of possibilities. Perfect. So here, who, what, where, when, by, how. I'll definitely put this slide out there. But then you can also go to globaldigitalcitizen.org at the bottom right. Okay? And there you will find all these as an image. Get into any product, get into any team. Requirements are not clear. No problem. Ask some of these questions. Before that, ask one question. Do I have permission to ask questions? It's a valid question, right? Thereby, I remind you of one more list called Context-Free Questions by Michael Bolton. You need to make a lot of notes, guys. Testers need to make notes. Okay? Either you make mental notes or you write it down. No, he will write. What about you? Okay, so Context-Free Questions by Michael Bolton. Ask questions, then play around with the answers. Use mind maps as cheat sheets. Who has never heard of a mind map? It's okay not to know as long as you get to know the answer when it is required. So don't think about the person sitting next to you, left to you, right of you. Who hasn't heard of mind map? Okay. When I give you a paper and I ask you a word and say, keep writing whatever you feel like, right? A visual representation of an idea on a sheet of paper. That's a mind map. You just connect it through lines and bubbles. That's a mind map. Okay. And that reminds me to tell you, there is a presentation on my blog, enjoytesting.blogspot.com. enjoytesting.blogspot.com. There you will find a link called conferences. Click on that and then search for the text mind maps. There's a big presentation on it. Okay. So back to this conference and the topic on the slide. Mind maps as cheat sheets. You see the image, release QA strategy. That was my mind map for any product my company did. Any release, any sprint. this is my cheat sheet. A3 sheet, nicely folded, kept in my pocket. I used to go, hey, stop right there and ask, we have new product coming. Okay, great. What else? Open the map. I would ask this question. What is the type of release? Is this a minor release, 1 week release, major release, 2 month release? Team, who is involved? Who are they? US team, India team, developer is involved, who is the developer, who is the owner? There are so many questions, right? Then I will write those answers. Then I will say, hey, do you agree with all these answers? The stakeholders, right? Then we will call for a meeting. Do you agree with all these answers? This map, one sheet which I have, can go as a soft copy, an online copy, a shared copy, all of it. There are so many good tools available, right? So it will get converted, then everyone is on the same page. To use mind maps, start with requirements discussion. The first discussion about the product is a requirements discussion. Could be a requirements discussion. We are planning to release a product. You, the tester, are you okay? Are you there in this project? That's a good start, right? So there itself we can use all these mind maps. When is the release? Is it coinciding with my Diwali festival? Is it coinciding with my India-Pakistan match? Important questions. I can't work when there's an India-Pakistan match. Cricket. Use it as a master document. Master document have everything about the project on this map. You can minimize, you can collapse all these nodes, and then if you want to focus with, say, just on the branding aspect, you want to discuss with the team which handles the branding, you can expand just that particular branding node and discuss everything. Right? Get it reviewed and update regularly. So easy to say, very difficult to do. Good things happen only when the difficult things get done. So do it. Today it will be difficult to update, but in the long run it will help. 2 days before the release, branding should we have used X or Y? What did he say? Why all this? Get it on the paper, document, blame game avoided, right? Everyone on the same page. So that's mind map as cheat sheet. Bugs. Last release we found 42 bugs. This release we are finding 48. Why? No. Don't go by exact. Follow range, not exact. This time you found 30, next time you are finding 100. Oh, maybe there's a problem. 32, this time 28. No, not a big problem. Some tester has clubbed 2 bugs. Some developer has improved some code. Right? All this happens. So as a tester, try talking to your team. Follow range, not exacts. See if the trends, how the trends go. Third week, always we used to have around 30 bugs open. Fine. This week also same. Great. This week we have 50. Something to panic. Something to panic and don't. What do you do when you panic?
You don't think.
Huh?
You don't think.
You don't think. Excellent. I'm going to quote you, use this line in every talk. When you panic, you don't think.
You take sick leave,
You put the project in danger. You get all kinds of reasons. So don't panic. The reason why we panic is, when will I be blamed? True. If I say you will never be blamed in this project, you will never panic. Kuch bhi ho jaye. Right? Whatever happens, I will not panic. I will not be blamed, no? But people use metrics to blame. Such a bad thing. Okay, so what do we do? Then we start quoting people, if you cannot measure, you cannot improve, all that stuff, right? So what do we do? So when the trends are alarming, like bugs opened is greater than the bugs closed. What do we do? Demands a war room. Get a meeting room. Put the guy who puts the bug, put the guy who finds the bug, and put the guy who decides whether that bug is important or not. Don't let them come out of the room until they have come to an agreement. Serious. Problem causer, problem complainer, problem resolver. Put all those three in a single row and say, hey guys, you resolve it. Right? Are unimportant bugs being opened more? Are the important bugs not being fixed? Or the person who decides which bug has to be fixed and which should not be fixed is not deciding? Get all those three. If they agree, you will fight, get one more facilitator, mediator, whatever it is. Right? Get it resolved. Right, they will be in the same room, give them realistic targets. You will not leave this room until you fix all these bugs. Not this. So what is that supposed to be?
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. Okay, good. So what do you do when the time runs out? You scope out. You scope out and review every check-in. You need to do that. You can't say, I have so many slides to finish. Nothing. What did Tarun_D_Sharma tell in his keynote? Customer experience is the key, not your product quality. Right? So let's move on. What is that image? Wednesday movie. What one dialogue he told? Get the best plan on this job, right? That is what you need to do when there is a panic or stuff like that, right? Customer happiness is what? Is greater than what process demands. I really promise this was before the keynote, okay? And when the bugs are not discovered, introduce bug bashes, bug blitz, bugathon, hackathon, whatever thon you call. Get the bugs out. The testing computer software, that image, has 400 common software errors. 400. Good testers have a list of bugs. They don't test up software and see if there are bugs. Good testers have a list of bugs and say if the 23rd bug is there in this product or not. If the 240th bug is there in this product or not. Get your list ready. Okay, so that list is already there. Then the next image is called testing mnemonics, which gives you ideas of how to test. Okay. If you go to testingeducation.org/caps DBST, DBST in caps, in uppercase, right? You will find a course called Test Design. There are foundations, advocacy, test design. Go to the test design course, it is free, okay? You get more than 50 testing techniques. How many testing techniques do you know? I don't know. Right? I don't know 50, but I know where I can find 50. That's the place. How were we agile? If I had to reduce in 3 lines. Customer satisfaction was top priority. The director also tested, the director also coded. Right. The stories got created from the PE to the dev to the QA. Anyone could create stories, anyone could add details if necessary, and they were documented in the sense, in terms of mind maps of what was done, and in the stories, what was developed and what was tested and what was not tested. Many people miss writing what was not tested. I did not test on IE for lack of time. Done. Right? Tomorrow bug comes in IE, I have told, I have not tested. And I have got it reviewed from the PE for these reasons. Right? Metrics to observe, some of them are like this. Bug open rate versus bug close rate. And again, range, not exacts. Okay, people get into trouble when there is exacts. Spend a lot of time on measuring that first. Every second you do all of these, you're actually doing a crime. You know for what? You're not interacting with the product, man. When you're not interacting with the product which is going to be used or interacted by the customer, what are you doing? You can have an excellent process. Customer will be unhappy the first day of the release. Forget process. Process is when you don't know what to do. I'm telling you, you already know what to do. Customer satisfaction, keep that in mind, and do anything and everything which takes you there. You are a rebel, it's okay, as long as you ensure customer satisfaction. Sometimes very hard to digest. I am the CEO, you as a tester again tell her, it's okay, change companies. Okay? Automated unit tests, review, functional, okay. There were unit tests for sure. We need to move fast, right? There were functional automation suite as well, which were run by the functional testers also. And we played a lot of role with heuristics. The mnemonics which I showed. Yes, that line I like. Trust the team. Dhoni hit 6 runs, right? You don't ask Dhoni to tell, you don't go and tell Dhoni, hey Dhoni, you know what, 5 balls, 15 runs to be hit. Do you want me to take strike? No man, you trust Dhoni. Trust people, not processes. If at all you want to take one line from these 3 slides, trust people, not processes. And that was like ending this, right? Okay. I negotiate for like 75 seconds. Estimation is all about negotiation. Tester skill in Agile Teams. How do you analyze requirements? Give a list of probable bugs to your developers. You're developing a search, these are the probable bugs. Take it. Make sure these bugs are not there. And then as a tester, you go back and sharpen your skills and see what other bugs can I think of in that search feature. Not that search feature, I know as soon as I put script tag, your search will fail. I'll not tell the developer. No. Share it. Right? Daily scrums, crisp and complete reporting. I did do this task, nonsense. Task C completed, pending, blocked by this. Done. Testing, clean documentation, mind maps. Automation, save time, automate to reduce manual and repetitive effort. Not because you have to automate. If automation is taking more time, don't automate. Demos, trainings, customer support and others. All these are tester skills. That's what I say. Testers are one of the few people who interact with everyone, every stakeholder. Sales, support, your CEO, your developer, your buddy tester, your marketing guy, your website guy, everyone. Wherever there is a mistake, the tester is blamed. So the tester has to interact with everyone else, right? So that's where I say the tester skills are the key for every, in Agile Teams. Agile is everything about agility. But people mistake it for capital A, like a process. How can I be a better tester? First, ask questions. Second, please focus on your thinking skills. If you can think well, you can test well. If you can test well, you can fit in any team. Social skills. Make connections. Don't be afraid to be the odd man out. Technology, meetups, participate in that. And the wrap up is this. Do you find a mistake here? Now we are searching, right? Don't be like that.
Conference spelling.
Yeah, don't be like that. As soon as you find it, like, get that alert stuff going on, right? So that's all. Thank you. And done. So I'm available here till 20th. So this is the details. If you want this slide, if you want questions, all of it, any of it, I can redo an online talk. Thank you. Thank you for your time and thanks for sticking with me. Thank you.